Welcome to a Cosmic Crone conversation. A very chilly morning here at Yappy Valley with me, Tina.
And me, Marie.
Today we are going to try to get through this and talk about the secrets of language before the written word.
Our interpretation, remember?
Yeah. So to start with, I just want to ask, do you ever feel like certain words feel powerful or make you feel a certain way?
Dinner.
Dinner. It does, yeah. Dinner's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I love food.
The word strength.
Yeah.
Can't think of any right this second, funny enough, doing the podcast. But, something like strength.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come back to certain words and how they make you feel. But language is not just communication. It's like memory. It's spellcraft, if you're a witch. And to speak is to create.
Create what?
Remember that. Whatever you want to create.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. So it is older than writing. And when you think about people like long gone and say like you utter a name, it brings emotions back, like if you've lost someone and you talk about them, you keep them alive.
Well, when you raise your glass to someone, don't you?
That's a good one.
Just, and then, look, when you've bumped into somebody and you might say, oh, how's your mum? Oh, my mum passed last year. Well, not somebody you know, but somebody you're talking to, I would say more like it. And go, oh, what was your mum's name? And they say Hilda, and I go, well, I mean, it was lovely to know Hilda, and I did meet her a couple of times. I'm making the situation up, but to actually ask for the name, celebrate the name.
Yeah.
It's a very boring conversation, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is making
that person alive.
Well, when chanting names as well.
Chanting like in spells.
Well, I would say chanting at football matches and things like that brings, the power of loads of voices, that language of, coming together and, ole, 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 ole. I know that in words, but you know what I mean? Pele.
LA.
Yeah, that's
I remember it. Yeah, he's from our time, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then certain words, I mean, all right, let's start with the most famous magical word of all.
Paul Daniels.
Ta-da! Abracadabra! So abracadabra, I mean, today it's just like a magician's, it's a gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah.
A joke. But it actually tracks back to ancient Aramaic. And it meant Abracadabra.
Right.
And it means I create as I speak. Hence me saying to speak is to create.
Yeah.
So abracadabra, one of the most magical words. So I speak it and
it's there.
I create, as I speak. So it was literally believed as that I create as I speak. And it was that word, Abracadabra, was written on like amulets, and both of us haven't turned our phones on silent.
Mine can't because I've got no data.
Oh, it still makes a noise. Yeah. So written on amulets.
It was written on ambulances.
Yeah. Probably is. Yeah. With at some point a descending triangle, which I presume is like up pointing downwards.
Descending.
Yeah. So, like, the amulet would be like a triangle shape, so maybe carved out of stone into a triangle.
That's weird.
The word abracadabra.
Yeah.
And they used it to ward off illnesses, sickness, evil, obviously, when they believed demons existed. So, actually, that word was like their form of medicine.
And all languages, this is going to be very obvious, all abracadabras, I was going to say, all languages are different. There are certain words that everybody can relate to, But what I was going to say, before everybody got their language, there was, to me, was a universal language of noise.
Yeah.
You know? You know, yeah.
Yeah, Stone Age, man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody got along, didn't they?
Yeah. It's like when you meet someone foreign and you actually can't speak the same language.
Yeah.
Some things you can sort of pick up, can't you? Some words are alike because it must have been at some point there was one singular language.
I think there was. I don't know. What do you think? You know, listening and watching.
Because when you look at Adam or Adam in Turkish, which Turkish is quite an old language, isn't it?
Yeah.
I actually think it then goes back to like the Ottomans and
beyond,
like way back to Hebrew, because so in Turkish Adam means man, but it links to Adama, which is Hebrew, and it means earth or soil.
Yeah, so it's created.
So the ground.
Yeah.
So technically, Adam, like the biblical Adam, if you believe that, or story or not, something's come from it, and they've used that word in the Bible for a reason.
Yeah, they didn't call him George.
Exactly. So it's not just a person, Adam. It's the one formed from the ground, because that's what Adam or Adama, the original, meant, formed from the ground. So we return to the ground, don't we, when we die?
Well,
we go back to the soil.
Being present at a funeral here in northern Cyprus, and it's Muslim based, is that you are carried to the place where you're buried in a coffin. Yeah. But you are released to the earth again, where you supposedly came from, and you're wrapped in linen. Yeah. So your body is
easier to decompose, isn't it, than in a wooden coffin?
How I would say it is your body is close to the earth. Therefore, when you decide to disseminate through the earth, you come back up. You know, and you're at one with the earth.
So Adam, the word itself, creates humans, because to speak is to create. So by saying Adam, you create humanity, you create man, not the other way around. Oh, this man appeared and let's call him Adam. It was actually the other way around, because with Abracadabra, to speak is to create. So you speak the word, and thus it is created.
I've got to say, do you need a pulpit?
Pulpit?
Yeah.
What's a pulpit for?
Well, you get in and you go, thank you for coming to church today. No, because you're going, therefore you create, you know. And it just seems very like, you're getting like religious vibes. But what I mean, I know I totally get you. I mean, we'll get to another thing in a minute, but you were saying about man. What about woman or
woman? So woe, I reckon woe comes from the womb.
Plausible.
So it's like a man with a womb.
Yeah.
Adam.
Some of us are.
Yeah. Yeah. I think woman is like womb. Womb, man with
That's
a
good.
womb.
Have you just thought that up?
Yeah.
That's good, that is. Yeah, well, yeah, but how did anybody know that was called a womb?
Well, it wasn't called a womb. We call it a womb now.
See, that's
what originally.
Just a chat, no? Just a chat.
Originally.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Is so if something woman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that
everything was given a name,
and then like we've put something on it to make it womb. Possible, plausible.
Well, stupid English language, like when you start spelling things, womb.
Yeah, womb.
Womb.
No wonder people have a hard time.
The babies come out of the womb.
Yeah.
It's easier to speak. It's easier to learn a language just speaking, and then.
I think so, because look at the word thought. Where
English
did the
is
G
hard.
come from? Do you get me?
There's a lot of silent words, but just to speak is so much easier.
My mum's not the best at spelling, and she used to do a little bit of a shopping list. I never corrected her. I didn't want to, but sausages. She'd put SOS and ages. So ages. Who needs to spell it the proper way?
Yeah.
But the word, it's the sound, the sonic engagement of a word.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't you saying about this word, your favourite word? What's your favourite word?
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
And blancmange, but that's for another reason.
Oh, that is a funny word.
Yeah, blancmange.
The way it's spelt, though, is funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blancmange.
Blancmange.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It is.
I'm not making it up. I've always, since a kid, loved the word.
Yeah,
blancmange.
Yeah.
And blancmange, actually, is like, it just creates a pink image of fun.
Grandma's.
Doing your trifles.
Blancmange, yeah.
You know, so language as well can evoke memories, like you say.
Yeah.
You've said to me anyway. But you want me to go on the onomatopoeia because you've got so much to.
Oh, right. Your onomatopoeia.
Right, I did have to look up, especially. I know what it is, but I'm not very good.
I understand. I've never heard of the word until you said it. That it was anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like lackadaisical. Love that word.
Yeah.
I love it. I love language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do. Okay in Turkish. Tamam. You can be like tamam.
Yeah.
Or tamam. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, but I love that word as well. Right. Oh, yeah. What's the other one? There's so many. See what I mean? We could do something else about this, but it was is a word that sounds like a noise it describes. The onomatopoeia, like
Quack.
Yeah, quack,
Yeah.
bang, splash. There was another one that I got. Oh yeah, and about buzz. And when you say like buzz,
Buzz.
buzz,
Yeah,
but
buzz.
you say it like, oh God, that made my nose tinkle. Buzz, like that. What do you think of?
Buzz. Bee.
Bee, but it doesn't describe a bee.
But you would know straight away what you were thinking about.
Yeah, the onomatopoeia. It's Do you want me to go on a little bit more or come back to it? Because it was about the witchcraft, or do you want to carry on with what you're doing? It says in early witchcraft, I didn't get too much of it because we were more focusing on this, and of which I will say, subscribe and like if you do like us, and you'll be alerted to anything that comes up from us. So in early witchcraft I've written, it's a tradition. Sound was power. Now, what was you saying about power? Did you say anything about
magical, power? Yeah.
Magical, yeah. So
it's the earliest form of magic.
Do you know what's just come into my head? Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
If you say that 3 times, he will appear. Do you get me? And there's
sorry, the stars. Yeah, there's one called Beetle, but you don't say juice, you say Geist, I think it is.
I'm saying, I was just about to say, I bet you there's a few words that maybe some witches. I go to voodoo, but maybe I'm wrong, but witches will not mention things until it's appropriate to do so.
Yeah.
Because it's not a flippant thing.
No, I mean, I've used the gods in the spells. You know, I've used quite a few Greek gods. And then the names, I've written them and they're now hanging as thank yous up in my tree. But you say their name, and it's usually repeat 3 times because, like, the first one sort of grounds it in.
Anchors it.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly. We did this in another podcast,
I can't remember. The second his intention or something.
Usually do it like after you've like burned something. It's gone. But yeah, it puts it out there, doesn't it? Yeah.
So a name or a word is a sound. It was to bind things. So you bind your spell, bind the intention, and to speak it was to summon.
Yeah. Exactly
what we've just said.
Yeah.
Summon the spirit. Things like crack. The word crack is an onomatopoeia, but more so around which is like bones, cracking of bones, and that was it. I've just written it, the splitting of the veil. So you could say the crack of the veil or the crack of something. We're talking about spells that we're not going into today, which is new, that the sounds bypasses the mind and travels to the soul. So you feel it, don't you? You feel words.
So, yeah, I mean, words are a force that can change your reality when you look at affirmations, spells.
Words, language, words, I think it's quite poignant at the moment.
There's a word?
Yeah. Poignant. I know that spelt, if anybody... I'm going to say, I don't want to be political. Propaganda.
That's a good word.
Propaganda is powerful. Good or bad, obviously, but propaganda for evil.
Well, it's like,
yeah, sure. It's getting like, because it's happening in the world now.
And
so.
Mars, the planet Mars is also the god Mars. Like I said, we're keeping them alive because we're constantly, obviously, astronomers are always talking about Mars. NASA's on about Mars, but what do you associate with Mars? It's another word, especially with astrology. Sorry, Mars. Because he's the god of war.
Right.
So that word Mars conjures up war and fire. It always links to other words, doesn't it?
I'm not, I know I like to have a bit of a laugh, but it also conjures up to me energy.
Yeah.
Forgive me for the Mars bar. Yeah. No. And I'm not making a joke of it. You know, it's energy, it's power.
Yeah.
It's strength.
Why did they name the Mars?
It could be for that, because of Mars a day helps you work, rest and play.
And when you look at as well, you look at everything is like, that's money, basically, goes back to the elite and the Illuminati and how they use words. And we're using their things every day, because you look at, you know, Coca-Cola, whatever.
Yeah.
That they own everything. You know, and you think like Mars.
I wasn't
they
being,
probably
you know,
do
jokey.
worship the god Mars, so we are keeping the god Mars alive because we eat chocolate bars. It's so simple.
We could have stumbled upon something at the moment. We could have evaluated that might happen. That the Mars is in the shops. We buy them. I don't know, but I do get what you mean. I only brought that up because it does conjure up energy, strength, boost, like an energy boost. Yeah. You know, that kind of thing. It might sound silly if you're watching or listening, but like, you think about it.
Yeah, it's quite scary when you could, if you really delve into the words. Are on everyday items.
I've never heard anybody else say that.
Elite millionaires have made these products.
Yeah. You have something you were going to come up talk about. I know that chant spells got rhythm, kisses, hums. You know, some of them that haven't got words.
It's onomatopoeia thing.
Yeah. We're still on the same thing. Yeah. We can diversify in this conversation. I'm coming out with them today. Yeah, but this is what I wanted to just finish off. You're going to come up to it. Hello, darling. Whispers, because you're going to go on to stuff. And the chants and repetitiveness. And I was going to say, you know, the languages that... absolutely wonderful. You know, some of the African languages that are not words. Well, they are.
Yeah.
They mean something.
It sounds like an alien thing.
Yeah, it's
like when you see
absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I worked with a lady, and she used to do it to me, and she'd say my name in her language.
Yeah.
You're going on about language, and I really wanted to specify that this word onomatopoeia appeared in what they call dictionaries, right? 1538, Sir Thomas Eliot's Latin language, and I wanted to come to this Latin language dictionary, but the Oxford English Dictionary had it in 1553 from a book on rhetoric called The Art of Rhetoric, with a Q at the end. And it did, but before that, nobody knew. I don't think anybody knew those sounds like bzzz were onomatopoeia. It's something that's quite modern.
Yeah.
But it goes back to Greek times, very ancient Greece. And the one is the onoma is name, and the other one is to make. So to make a name, probably for something, to bring it to fruition.
Fruition.
That's the one. And the Japanese language, right, they have 4,500 listed onomatopoeias in their language.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, and Korean language has it as well. So we haven't come too far from sounds in our some of our languages.
Do you know what? As well, we as English, Old Latin was spoken.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
Then it was
Yeah.
stopped.
Latin was everywhere, weren't
And
it?
you notice Latin language is still used with like medical stuff and plants.
Oh yeah.
And I think there's a lot of magic in those words.
Elastica. Do you know what that is?
Elastic's tires here, isn't it?
Yeah, elastic is, yeah. Ficus elastica is a rubber plant.
Oh. Yeah. So, but the thing is, we don't use it anymore, and only in like
digitalis,
private posh schools,
Foxglove,
they still learn Latin, and it's like,
why?
Is this like some club, elites club, that words are now been hidden and been changed because us, the lower class, the riffraff, it's been.
I can understand if you go into medical school, yeah, but still. Oh, is it because? Hang on.
Elite.
With medication, with plants, is it because it is universal? Become universal, so nobody can call it the red. Hang on.
No, because we use Latin, but another country wouldn't.
They would use Ficus elastica. They would use the, you'd say the proper plant. Rubber plant, whatever I just said, right? But there's something that it's written. You know what I mean? It's like, that's really interesting. Actually, that's
would a Turkish professional gardener use?
I'm not going with
the Latin word, or would they just use
they could
Turkish?
They could.
I don't know about
but
that.
It's about medical stuff, I would say, more, as omeprazole. And
I mean, even when languages were separated thousands of years ago by oceans, we had land masses. I'm sure like thousands of years ago the land mass was different, but we would still have had oceans between, and they would be living in their own world. The Greeks, Latin, whatever, Sanskrit and Persian, and even like thousands of years ago, take for instance the word mother.
Yeah.
There's in different languages, different tongues.
It's a bit similar, isn't it?
Mata, madre,
mama.
It's still M-A, mother, mata. It comes out more or less the same, doesn't it? But all those different languages,
it's little bits you can take from people's languages.
Must have been one singular. There must have been one singular sound, one singular language. So, I mean, this traces back to over 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, before the written language, when everything was just spoken. There were no written records then. And yes, humanity just spoke close to a singular voice. So then when it's fractioned off to different continents, how did it get there?
God.
You know, like,
haven't you done your research?
Then slightly changed over the years, but the words are still, like I said, like madre, mater, mother. That original sound, it's like Chinese whispers, isn't it?
Oh God, if we're getting into this, the German word for pig is swine, isn't it? What we call pigs, swine.
We still do, yeah.
In English, yeah.
But you think as well about going back to the gods in English calendar, which is the Gregorian calendar. We use Thor's Day, Thursday. We use Wednesday, which is Woden's Day, and Saturday is Saturn's Day. So every single day we're using the gods and keeping their names and keeping them alive. We're keeping them in existence. That's how magical, that's how powerful words are. They're not forgotten. These gods will never be forgotten as long as we've got them and we speak them every day. You know, we still mention these ancient deities like Mars, Venus, Mercury, because they're the planets.
Yeah, I mean, Freddie Mercury, that's why he chose Mercury, because of the colour of it and everything, and planet and
What was his real name?
Oh, Farouk.
Oh, that's right.
Farouk.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Freddie. It's gone. Balthazar or something. You know, is it Farouk anyway? I know that.
That would be interesting to find out, you know.
Well, this subject has got legs. Because we just wanted to talk about language. But every time we're talking, I can think, oh, what about that? What about that? There's so much. I mean, you must be like screaming at the screen or listening and going, oh, you haven't talked about that. Well, tell us then. Tell us what we could move into regarding languages. Be interesting to hear from you.
I mean, when you think about churches, I don't, you know, much. If you watched our pod, you know, I don't believe in any religion whatsoever. But when you look at prayers, there's a meaning to everything in there. Prayers, curses, not just affirmations.
Your prayers are powerful.
Yeah, because you're carrying that power, you're carrying those words.
An actual ask.
And creating, remember.
If you're talking to the universe, it's not prayer.
If I'm speaking, I'm creating.
Yeah.
Please think about an insult before you give someone an insult. Because the words mean power. Words create.
Do you know that saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words or names, whichever way, will never hurt me. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I've never believed in that.
Do you know,
saying
it
never.
Only took, you remember the Carpenters and poor Karen Carpenter?
Yeah.
It took one word, one spoken word that triggered her bulimia and it killed her. Or anorexia.
Well, I went towards her demise.
And it was, I think it was like someone called her plump.
I think there might have been contributing factors to that as well. But then one day somebody said, it.
Yeah, when you are, you know, you've got abusive relationships and someone says, you're not good enough, you're rubbish, you do believe it because the word is, words are creating.
The language that we're on about is probably more positive, that we're trying, that we think, oh, do this, do that. But what you've just brought up is something.
Be careful what you say to people.
What you're saying is that, you know, phrases, and particularly repetitive phrases. Now, we say repetitive words and phrases are for affirmations. What about the complete opposite?
Curses.
Yeah. Towards a person. I mean, I wonder, you know, I'm not asking you to say anything, but if there's something that's been brought in when somebody has an argument, they always go to this key word, or when they're frustrated, they go to these key words. Probably forgot about it. Then sometime later, somebody else says it, and it triggers a response in your heart and your soul and your mind.
A language is the oldest magic.
Exactly.
In the
yeah.
universe.
I think some people don't realise their power. Thank God they don't. But some people do. And if you know, you've never been able to. I've said this before.
We're still using it. Like I said before about candles and magic. When you sing happy birthday to you and you blow out the candle, it's magic. We still use magic, and even religious people, they don't realise that they'd say magic is, blasphemy or whatever, but they don't realise they're using the words every single day.
I'll just go back to what I was saying, is that you can make somebody do something magically, you say it or not, and make them perform something that is not what they really want to do, but feel they have to get out of the situation. Are we with each other? Somebody can keep you in a state of this language prison of how you're spoken to, and you don't feel you could ever get out of this bombardment of aggressive language, demeaning language, and you can't take it anymore as a good soul, because it can make people do things for the wrong reasons, to hurt another person. It gets bigger and bigger, this does.
Is there anything else you want to put on the table before we finish with?
Well, the fact is that we could go from a lot of subjects, what we've spoken about today, and bring something back to it in another podcast, maybe.
Yeah, it's a big thing, isn't it, language?
Yeah, because I'd like to go more into witchcraft words and what was used at a certain time. There's a rhythm, I'm just going to make this up. Earth below me, sky above, la 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 la.
And rhyming.
Yeah, it's this.
The rhyming.
That really intrigues me, that does.
So, all right then. I just want to end on silence is golden. And when you think about that, and what we've just spoke about, how dangerous and how powerful words are, there is a certain culture that actually, or I'm not sure if it's a religion, but they don't let their disciples, if you want to call them that,
monks,
followers, speak. No, I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just some group that they don't speak for years because they teach them that words are powerful and dangerous, and you must know what they
don't know who he is.
Say them. No, but with silence is golden, you look at Buddhists, they all practice silence. They all some of them do sit in silence for years. Yeah. So it's probably one of those fractal.
Yeah, you can learn, and you're saying about you do without wealth, you can do without this, you can do without speaking, for the good of yourself, to learn and prosper, as you go on through life. I was going to say fractions, you could be right. Parts of Buddhism that...
But they're teaching them to think before they speak. And a lot of words you say, like in anger, when you have a row with someone, and then how many times you regretted it afterwards.
I come from a camp where...
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Say what you mean.
And mean what you say.
I've had a... from the silence point of view, I have not responded to somebody when they've been angry, and that's made them their their ego there.
Silence,
I don't want to speak. I do not want to get to that level. I do not want to shout. I don't want to discuss it at that moment. I need time to think, or I don't believe you're worthy of my words.
The silence has...
And somebody hitting you, and you don't respond, that you could say, well, that's a bit silly. Nah. It's something that I've lived through. And it made me more... Actually, the person who was doing it, they get more aggressive because you're not responding. There's another thing to go into. To back up what you're saying, silence is golden. Silence is very powerful. You become powerful. They can't control you anymore. Nobody can make, you do things.
Yeah, so from silence comes your thoughts. And then from thoughts comes your words. Because
or your actions.
You're thinking before you say, and then your words become action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a bit deep, wasn't it? I think we could talk about things. I mean, we just skated over and just wanted to talk about language. If our language has not been to your satisfaction, let us know. Remember, we're the one-stop shop for you to go and find out a lot of things for yourself.
Just remember, we do this we're at Yappy Valley, and you can follow us on here, and you can follow us on at Yappy Valley on our other YouTube channel, and support us and our dogs. And there will be a donation link below.
She always says that, never does it. If you're sitting in silence about something as well, gather your thoughts and do what you need to do. And use the language that was appropriate for what you need to do. And with that, I will say adios, goodbye. From Tina. And I will say gule gule. Yeah. From me, Marie, and see or hear us next time on a Cosmic Crone Conversation. Thanks for joining us, and we must go into this a little bit more at another time. Bye. Bye.